We pull into some town, and some guy comes off the street who's never seen Phish before, and walks in, and he's standing there watching this concert, and suddenly... boom!
People say it's kind of a carnival atmosphere because we're not playing pop songs, and it's not something that would be accessible to, the mainstream first-time listener.
Oh, these guys are going to be listening on the radio, and we should, play a song. And everybody go. One clap instead of a cheer. Or, boo! You suck! Or something like that. You know what I mean?
So I went, yeah, sure, dude, go ahead. Plug on in. And I'm sure what he was hearing on his tape was probably something like, boop, beep, boop.
Back then, they were seen as this sort of weird little band from Vermont that nobody knew quite what, bucket to put them in. Here's a band who are obviously incredibly talented musically, but don't take themselves too seriously. And that's a really attractive combination, I think, for a lot of people. It's like, hey, these guys are just everyday guys who happen to be really, really good at what they do. It wasn't like we just do our show no matter what. It was like, who are we playing to? We can take on a lot of different personalities. We're still Phish, but we can emphasize X, Y, or Z and win these guys over from the start.
John Popper with Blues Traveler coined the term H.O.R.D.E, Horizons of Rock Developing Everywhere. Their goal was to generate publicity and gain access to larger venues by combining their fan bases at each location. Another innovation that came out of this year that would become a shining example of what this band was capable of would be their breakthrough in discovering melodic hose outside of the structure of the song they were improvising on. This moment would go on to pave the way for jams such as the Went Gin, Camden Chalk Dust, Nassau Tweezer, and the Tahoe Tweezer.
And I want to just say to all of you and to the universe and through you, if any of you run into Carlos, that I will go through the rest of my life wanting to thank him from the depths of my soul for what that man did for all four of us.
One thing that's somewhat miraculous is that we get along as well as we do, the four of us. We've spent all of our time together. When we're off the road, we practice pretty much every day. For 9 years, we've been doing that, and we used to travel in a Plymouth Voyager. This tour is 23 gigs and 25 nights. From the beginning, the feeling has always been in the four of us that there's never been any doubt, there's never been any question that this is what we're going to do. It's just, it had to be.
Suddenly we find ourselves emptying out into the mighty Mississippi River. We're in the Mississippi River. We join with it. And we're going down, and suddenly we start to smell Cajun cooking, and all of a sudden we realize that we're going through New Orleans. There goes New Orleans, and we're going, and the next thing you know, that we empty out into the Gulf of Mexico.
And when they come to the concert and something genuine happens, the fan is a part of a genuine event that's happening right at that moment. And that feeling, I don't think they ever shake it. And they're part of it because we're feeding off their energy, and they're sitting in the same, we're all in one room doing this thing together. You can't shake that. That stays with you, and you're kind of hooked, to use a little